again to another Writings from the Hills. And today I'm actually doing something completely different. Today's book is actually from our genealogy department. It is called Lawrence County, Ohio History. It is a collection of articles combined together by Billy H. Schlott. And these are actually some original articles printed and written by T.A. Watson in the Ironton Register, which used to be the old Ironton newspaper prior to the Ironton Tribune. And today's selection I'm going to read actually was published in the Ironton Register on the 17th of March, 1904. In early times, we only had coffee once a month, and only a very few could afford it at all. We were up at 4 in the morning and worked until late in the night. All worked at night, some knitting and spinning, sewing, picking cotton to get to the seed out of it, hackling flax, rocking the baby in the buckeye trough. All were busy until bedtime. Girls were not allowed away from home after night at all. They had to go to bed when the family did, and they were not allowed to sit up and spark as they do now. Their Sunday dresses were made of cotton, raised, carded, spun, and wove at home, and were striped in weaving. Their common or everyday dresses were in summer plain cotton, no stripes, and in winter linsey or flannel, carded and spun and wove at home. They wore homemade linen aprons, not collared, and went to church in their summertime barefooted, and either wore a handkerchief on their heads or were bareheaded. Sometimes, after there were more inhabitants, they would braid straw and sew the braid together for bonnets, and they would make cotton bonnets and use splits or cornstalk or cedar for stiffening for the bonnets. The men in the summertime wore shirts and pants made of tow, which they hackled from the flax which they had raised in the winter. Those were able wore jeans, homemade, and for fancy wore buckskin pants colored with smoke. Towed linen shirts were their regular wear. Moccasins were worn in the winter, or those who were able had one pair of shoes for winter. All went barefoot in the summer. The shoemaker came to the house once a year and made shoes, and they had to do for the year round. Mr. Smith was appointed by the county commissioners to pay to the soldiers' wives each Saturday $2 for each woman and 25 cents for each child, and he did so for 3 years, sometimes playing 60 in one day. He said Jonathan Lambert Sr., brother to Richard Lambert Sr., when he first settled below where West Ironton now is, had only a pot, some tin cups, and wooden spoons. These were their only kitchenware. They made mush and set it on the floor and got around it to eat. There was no floor, iron, or glass in the schoolhouse. The first seats of the Ohio Baptist Church were made of slabs pulled out of the river, holes bored in them and legs put in. These seats from 10 to 20 people to each slab. There was more social union church back then than there is now. In 1873, times were very hard. Judge S. Record sold 6 good milk cows for $5 each, and any good one cow was as good as they would sell for now for the whole amount. C. Wilgus got a better bargain and sold one for $6 each. Pork was worth $1.50 per hundred in trade. Oats, 8 cents. Corn was 8 cents to 10 cents. Potatoes were 10 cents to 15 cents, and wheat was 10 cents per bushel. School teachers at the furnace, Kelly said the first school he taught in was the First Baptist Church. In this part, he got paid $20 in pig iron. Well, as you can see, it's a whole collection of different stories about the founding of Lawrence County. And there's a treasure trove of information in this book and all the articles written by Thomas Walton. And if you'd like to read these. We have them actually in the microfilm version actually in the newspaper. And we also have this book version where they have been typed out. Thank you for attending this week, and please remember to like us on Facebook and to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And let me know if you have any requests for upcoming programs. Thank you.